In section 2.4, let's now look at the proportion in 4b. So we're going to also cross multiply here. We have a fraction set equal to a fraction. As I cross multiply, I get x times 5, or 5x, equals 7 times x plus 14. So let's distribute the 7. 7 times x is 7x. 7 times 14 is 98. We'll get the x's on one side of the equation, so I'll subtract 7x from both sides. 5x minus 7x would be negative 2x, equals 98. And now to get x by itself, I'll divide both sides by negative 2. 98 divided by negative 2 is negative 49. So the solution to the equation would be negative 49. On to 5a. We have now an application problem. Says the property tax on a house with an assessed value of $520,000 is $7,280. Determine the property tax on a house with the assessed value of $650,000, assuming the same tax rate. So they're saying that the rates are the same. Because the rates are the same, we can set up a proportion where one rate equals the other rate. So we have first the tax on the first house, and I'm actually using the same format from 5a. So the tax on the $520,000 house, which is $7,280, out of the assessed value of the house, which was $520,000. So that rate is going to be equal to the rate of the tax from the second house, which we don't know, over the assessed value of the house, which is $650,000. So make sure that in a proportion, we have to look at the numerators have to represent the same things. So if this is the tax on the left-hand side, this is the tax on the right-hand side in the numerator. Whereas this is the assessed value in the denominator, assessed value of the house in the denominator of the second fraction. Now let's cross multiply. So when I have the 520,000 times x, that'll equal 7,280 times 650,000. Looks like I get 4,732,000,000. And I'm going to divide both sides by 520,000. And x will be 9,100, which, remember that when we set x, that was the tax for the assessed value of 650,000. So it'll be 9,100. Okay. And then looking at 5b, similar to the example that's already worked out for you, St. Paul Island, Alaska has 12 fur seal rookeries. Those are breeding places. In 1961, to estimate the fur seal pup population, 4,963 fur seal pups were tagged in early August. In late August, a sample of 900 pups were observed, and 218 of these were tagged. Estimate the total number of fur seal pups in the rookery. So I had, and if we go back, we basically have tagged. So 4,963 were tagged out of whatever the population was, the total population, and they weren't giving us that. However, later, when they went back and observed 900, which was the total observed, they found that 218 of them were tagged. So we're looking at tagged basically over observed, or tagged over the population. Okay. We didn't know the initial population, but out of those, the 4,963 were tagged. 218 were tagged out of the number that were observed later. Okay, so then we'll cross multiply. So I'd get 218 times x equals, when I multiply the 4,963 times 900, I'll get 4,000,000 466,700. Divide both sides by 218, and we'll have that X is equal to 20,489.44. We're going to round it to the nearest seal pup. So that would stay the same for 89 seal pups.